today's function is arrived, so kindly stand and welcome them with a big round of applause, please. I would like to invite Professor Arthur C. Redeker from France and Professor Sergio C. Capreda to kindly come on the dais, please. A very warm and graceful morning to all. It gives me immense pleasure to extend my warm welcome to one and all present here. As you all know, that we have gathered here for the commencement of the inaugural function of the International Conference on Strategies for Global Food and Nutritional Security, Sustainability and Wellness from 4 to 6th of December 2023. It is with great pleasure that I, on behalf of HAU family, welcome our esteemed keynote speaker, Professor Arthur C. Redeker, IPCC Nobel Co-Laureate from France. I feel honored to welcome Professor Kamboj, the worthy Vice-Chancellor of Chaudhary Charan Singh, Haryana Agricultural University, Hisar. I also welcome the guest speaker, Professor Sergio C. Capreda, Faculty Fellow, Texas A&M University from USA. I feel honored to welcome Dr. Jeet Ram Sharma, Director Research, and Dr. K.D. Sharma, Dean PGS, CCS HAU Hisar. I extend a warm welcome to all the deans, directors, officers, HODs, faculty of the university, along with delegates from different parts of the country and world. To make the event propitious, we solicit the blessings of Ma Saraswati. May I now request Professor Arthur C. Redeker, Professor Kamboj, and Professor Capreda and other dignitaries on the dais for the lights lampening ceremony. Sir, please. Now, the university students will invoke the goddess of learning, Ma Saraswati. Thank you. Now it's the time for floral welcome, and so I would like to request Professor B.R. Kamboj, the worthy Vice-Chancellor of Ccshau Hisar, to kindly welcome our keynote speaker, Professor Arthur C. Rejaikar from France, by presenting a bouquet. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request Dr. Jeet Ram Sharma, Director Research, to kindly welcome Professor B.R. Kamboj by presenting a bouquet. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request Dr. K.D. Sharma, Dean PGS, to kindly offer the floral welcome to our guest speaker, Professor Sergio C. Caprada from USA. Thank you, sir. Now I welcome Dr. Jeet Ram Sharma, Director Research, Ccshau Hisar, and the Organizing Secretary of this conference, who has given untiring help, valuable suggestions, and constructive discussions for improving at every frontier in the execution of this international conference. We have been benefited a lot under his leadership. So I request him to kindly come on the dais for the welcome address.
Good morning to all, esteemed guests, participants. Welcome to this opening session of the NUTRI-2023, a momentous gathering addressing global food and nutrition security challenges. It gives me profound privilege and pleasure to welcome the august gathering of eminent personalities on the occasion of the this opening session of International Conference on Strategy for Global Food and Nutritional Security, Sustainability and Wellness from December 4th to 6th, 2023, being organized at Ccshau Hisar. Being organizing secretary of this conference, let me share the rationale of the organization of the conference. We are all aware that despite declining share in gross domestic product all across the world, agriculture still remains an important policy priority for the governments around the world. The agriculture being fundamental for the food and nutritional security, and it is crucial for human health and well-being. Economic development, social stability, environmental sustainability, resilience against the extremes, meeting global goals, etc. In essence, global food and nutritional security are not only about ensuring enough food, but also about fostering health, stability, equality, sustainability, and resilience on a worldwide scale. Presently, India's agri-food policy looks at the twin challenges, that is, enhancing the food production in a cost-effective manner and making agriculture as an attractive occupation for the younger generation. The slowing of the productivity growth, frequent occurrence of the extreme climate events, rising cost production, and continuous fragmentation of the land holdings are rendering agriculture-based livelihood untenable for the farmers. Food and nutritional security, wellness, and sustainable agriculture are the foremost challenges being faced globally in the present changing climatic conditions. Addressing these challenges requires a combination of innovative science and integrated approach. As United Nations is observing International Year of Millets 2023, Chaudhary Charan Singh Haryana Agricultural University has taken a step forward in organizing this international conference on strategies for global food and nutritional security, sustainability and wellness during this 4th to 6th December 2023. In this conference, more than 800 researchers, academicians, policymakers, officials, administrators, agripreneurs, students, agro-industry representatives, progressive farmers, NGOs and other stakeholders are participating from different countries. We have also invited well-experienced faculty and experts from across the world to enrich the knowledge of our participants. It is my proud privilege to welcome our Gandhi Vice-Chancellor, Ccshau, Professor Kamboj, who has been key force behind organizing of this conference and consented to preside over the function. Sir, under your guidance, University has taken new initiatives for academic and research excellence. You inspire us through your actions, and under your able guidance, University is constantly steering ahead and touching new heights. You are the continuously guiding force for the finalization of the various events of this conference. Under your able guidance, the entrepreneurial skill are being inculcated among our students so that they can find their career with the changing scenario. Once again, I welcome you, sir, and thank you for sparing the time for this event. We have also with us Dr. Arthur Redeker, Honorable Professor of the French National Agrochemical Research Institute. You have been associated with the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, a United Nations body for assessing the science related to climate change. Your work on the IPCC since 1990 have been recognized worldwide, and Dr. Arthur received Co-Nobel Prize in 2007. You are the lead author of Biomass Bioenergy, which has been frequently referred by the policymakers, researchers and academicians. Everybody is elated with your presence in this event, and it is a great honor for this university. I hope that every participant in this conference will be benefited with your area of expertise. We heartily welcome you, sir, for accepting our invitation and came a long way to enrich the knowledge of our participants. We are also having with us Dr. Sergio Capreda, Professor at Texas A&M University and a licensed professional engineer in Texas. Dr. Capreda have actively associated with the American Society of Agriculture and Biological Engineers. Your vast experience in the field of integrated biofuel production system and pyrolysis and gasification system of the biomass feedstock will be helpful in solving the present day energy issues. You accepted our invitation, came to enlighten our participants in the area of your expertise. We heartily welcome you, sir. I also welcome our respected and beloved Dr. R.K. Beher, who is always ready to extend any help. Sir, you guided us a lot during the formulation of thematic areas of this conference and enriched the technical program of the conference with your valuable inputs. We welcome you, sir. I also welcome our international guests, Dr. Hossein Rasdi, Dr. Oskama, Professor Yotoma, Dr. Maxwell, Dr. Ahmed Jahoor, Dr. Takuro, Dr. Victor Kempin, Dr. Devki Nandan, Dr. Fazion, Dr. Chandra P. Arora, Dr. Dieter S. Ross, Dr. Takayo Ishikawa, and senior faculty members Dr. Sai Das, Dr. M.K. Gatala, Dr. S.K. Gupta, Dr. S.K. Sharma, Dr. Anita Dua, Dr. Anita Bhatnagar, and Dr. B.K. Sharma, whose presence here is very valuable for us. I welcome senior officers of the different universities, directors of various institutes, deans, directors, officer of a university, head of the department, faculty members. Your presence has made this session a very informative one. Special appreciation to our participants who traveled far to join us. We have tailored a comprehensive program for insightful exchanges and collaborations. Dear participants in this conference, you will get an opportunity to share experiences with renowned scientists of the world and get a new insight in your area of your expertise. As we are all aware that the key objectives of the sustainable agriculture are social equality, economic viability, and environmental health. The objective of the global food and nutritional security and sustainability through a responsibility to the researcher from the various disciplines to design our research in such a way that it can continuously evolve and solve the contemporary issues. We perceive that after the conference, you will be able to raise awareness about the climate change, innovation in plant breeding, and various other fields related to the food and nutritional security. We will be able to increase the level of collaborative multidisciplinary research to address the knowledge gap and build the capacities. I welcome you all in the conference and I hope that you will take maximum benefit out of it. I also welcome the representative of the government departments and our esteemed government and corporate sponsors such as NACP, IDP, MIDH, Ministry of Earth Science, Bayer Crop Science Limited, Syngenta India Private Limited, FMC, Rasi Seeds, Saraswati Agrochemicals India Private Limited, Corteva Agri Science, Dhanuka Agritech, Kaveri Seeds, Boston, Seed Works International, Ankur Seeds, and State Bank of India for extending wholeheartedly financial help to us for organizing this conference. I welcome press and media personnel who are continuously making the coverage of the event related to NUTRI-2023 and hope that detailed report shared by the organizing committee during the conference will also be covered. Towards the end, I once again extend my hearty welcome to our worthy Vice-Chancellor, all delegates, participants from India and abroad, conveners and members of the various organizing committees and others who have been directly or indirectly associated with the organization of this event. We are delighted to have you with us. I sincerely hope that these 3 days deliberation will and with your great effort will come out with the recommendations which will pave the way for designing the future research and collaboration. Thank you one and all. Jai Hind, Jai Haryana.
What a beautiful, bright, sunny day outside, isn't it? Yes. A perfect day to have this global gathering, right? So with this, I would like to wish a very warm welcome to our chief guest. It's the keynote speaker now. We just had our chief guest, Mr. Thatter, at the Agricultural Sciences College. So I warmly welcome our keynote speaker, Dr. Redeker, worthy Vice-Chancellor, Dr. B.R. Kamboj, Dr. Caparida from USA, Dr. Jeet Ram Sharma, Dean Postgraduate Studies and Directorate Research, Dr. Jeet Ram Sharma. Our Dr. Redeker is a Nobel laureate. It's a great honor and pleasure to have come among us today. With great pleasure, I, Ccshau, here today before you at this special event entitled International Conference on Strategies for Global Food and Nutritional Security, Sustainability and Wellness. I do understand the title seems lengthy, correct? Nevertheless, I'm pleased that our leader, Professor B.R. Kamboj, has presented a beautiful theme beneath the title. With your kind permission, sir, I would like to break down each component, how we devised the idea behind organizing the significant event. The conference title encapsulates 3 fundamental pillars: strategies for global food and nutritional security, sustainability and wellness. The beauty of international conference lies in its openness to participants and experts worldwide, making it an ideal platform for collaboration, knowledge sharing and innovation. The conference has brought together experts, researchers, policymakers and stakeholders from various countries to address global food and nutritional security challenges, focusing on sustainability and overall wellness. So before introducing our reputed keynote speakers, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to the Vice-Chancellor, Dr. Kamboj, for his invaluable support without this conference, without which the conference would have not been possible. So our first guest speaker of today, Dr. Kaparida, I would like to honorably request him to come on the dais. Before that, I would like to proceed with the introduction. With distinct pleasure, I cordially invite esteemed guest speaker, Dr. Sergio Kaparida, to share your knowledgeable degree. Dr. Kaparida is a licensed professional engineer and professor at Texas A&M University, United States of America. He is also an active American Society of Agriculture and Biological Engineers member. He earned a Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Engineering from the University of the Philippines at La Beno, and a Master of Science in Energy Technology from the Asian Institute of Technology, Bangkok, Thailand. He earned his doctorate in Agricultural Engineering from Texas A&M, United States of America. He acquired additional training in Remote Sensing and Geographic Information Systems at the Asian Institute of Technology and in High-Rate Biogas Reactor Design and Development at King Mongkut's Institute of Technology, Thailand. After obtaining his PhD in 1990, Dr. Kaparida returned to the Philippines to embark on academic career in renewable energy at his home institute. Then he established the Biomass Energy Laboratory. He published the Biomass Energy Resource Atlas for the Philippines. After a 2-year visiting scientist position at Texas A&M University, he was appointed faculty at the Agriculture and Biological Engineering Department in 2005. He was asked to develop the alternative energy program at the same campus. He successfully developed and established at the Texas A&M University as Bioenergy Testing and Analysis Laboratory the same year. Dr. Kaparida has authored and co-authored more than 124 refereed journal publications since 2003. Written 2 textbooks entitled Introduction to Biomass Energy Conservation. Interestingly, the second edition of the same, published lately in 2023. An Introduction to Renewable Energy Conversions, published by CRC Press. He has 4 chapters in his book on renewable energy and air quality. Additionally, he holds 2 patents, Integrated Biofuel Production System and Pyrolysis and Gasification System for Biomass Feedstock. He is a recipient of 3 returning scientist awards from the Philippine government in 2023. The Texas section of the American Society of Agriculture and Biological Engineers awarded him the Agricultural Engineer of the Year Award. I welcome you, sir, with a big round of applause. Your guidance is sure to inspire and enlighten us all.
Thank you very much for that very kind accolade. Again, distinguished guests, good morning, everyone. Again, I'm thankful to the Ccshau, Hisar organizer, for inviting me to this very important international conference on strategies for global food and nutritional security, sustainability, and wellness. And of course, I'm heartily thankful mostly for the Vice-Chancellor for his dynamic, innovative knowledge and overall development for this university. And that, one of them is this output, okay? And I also congratulate the organizers to organize this wonderful international conference. This is my first time here in India, and I would like to savor everything that I've been learning so far from day one. I also like to thank the about 8 faculties from this university who visited my lab. I hosted them in 2021 and 2023. Without them, I will not be here as well. I believe that this is a very timely and fruitful conference. And millets are not only important for nutritional purposes, but also beneficial, specifically for the marginal and small farmers to improve their practices for sustainable and resilient agriculture. Texas A&M is the home for hybrid sorghum. We developed 3 important varieties: the sweet sorghum, the sorghum kernel, which has a very high digestible grain, plus the high tonnage biomass sorghum, which is about 20 feet tall, and can generate between 15 to 20 tons per acre of biomass, which we can use for biofuels. So, you know, my talk this afternoon, okay, is all about the circular economy and how we can make use of farm waste, say from rice, you know, wheat or millet and other agricultural operations, and properly and systematically convert them into useful value-added products such as high-carbon biochar, biofuels, and renewable energy. And that's been my expertise for the last several years. As mentioned, I'm an ag engineer, but more importantly, a waste management expert. But I realize that we, you know, cannot have an impact on climate change, you know, in the circular bioeconomy unless we engineers collaborate with plant scientists in related fields like forestry, entomology, plant breeders, and microbiologists, and many more. And that's what I actually am doing in A&M. In my talk this afternoon, I will discuss the role of both science and engineering in addressing complex climate change issues. I will provide detailed discussions on some of my projects in the US, and many of them are cool ones. I will talk about the carbon footprint work, reducing carbon intensity, and some innovations that we need to adopt to transform agriculture and educate everyone on sustainable agricultural development, and enumerate protocols that we have developed in the US. And I hope many of you would like to learn them. And carbon capture and sequestration is part of that work. You should start learning about that. And I will enumerate other challenges and benefits, such as the carbon credit market, which is a multi-billion market in the US right now, which should benefit the farmers. You know, if they return the carbon from their waste back to the ground. But they have to do it properly, and we engineers will provide the help. I will further enumerate challenges as well as discuss numerous case studies in my talk this afternoon that mitigate greenhouse gas emission and what the US is currently doing. You know, we should, you know, teach the farmers on how to put value on their waste. Science and engineering, particularly agricultural sciences, are indispensable in achieving sustainable agricultural development and transformation. We have to collaboratively transform a linear bioeconomy, which is currently what's happening right now, into what I call a circular bioeconomy by keeping materials, products, and services in circulation as long as possible. We have to work on local, national, and international dimension, but please remember, sustainability has 3 dimensions: social, economic, and environmental. And we have to work in all of these 3. Thus, I congratulate the organizers of this conference for sharing and discussing recent advances in our understanding of agricultural systems and developing innovative technologies to mitigate environmental degradation, improve food security, tackle malnutrition effectively, and enhance the livelihood of our dear farmers. They are the core of this work. I have heard that you have significantly improved the burning of farm waste, but we need to continually educate farmers on the more environmental friendly thermal and biological conversions that are safe for the environment and air quality. This is the current work I'm doing in the United States, and you know, my visitors from your university are aware of those things that we're doing. I will conclude that the collaboration between engineers and scientists to help marginal and small farmers is essential in addressing these challenges and shaping a more sustainable and resilient future for food production, malnutrition, and the like. We have to diligently work together and more collectively. Finally, I thank my friends I meet them new ones. Most of them are on the front row of this conference. They are from all over the country. And I also thank my older friends for bringing me here to your beautiful campus and look forward to more active collaborations in the coming years. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request all the dignitaries on the dais for the release of the books, and I also request all the contributors to kindly accompany the dignitaries on the dais. The series includes first the abstract book of the conference, another is the book of the lead papers, next is the book of released varieties of Chaudhary Charan Singh Haryana Agriculture University Hisar, and the fourth one is the book Fundamentals of Horticulture, which has been authored by Dr. Mukesh Kumar and Dr. Jeet Ram Sharma. I request all the contributors to kindly come on the stage. I would like to mention that we have received an overwhelming response from all over the world to attend this conference. Coming from the scientific fraternity,
उसी को आप लगा Coming from the scientific fraternity, we all dream of meeting a Nobel laureate someday. Am I correct? Thank you for the enormous support. Today we all are fortunate to see our goal come true. So before I take the privilege of introducing our keynote speaker of today's event, I once again sincerely thank Dr. B.R. Kamboj for turning our dream into reality. Thank you, sir. So hold on to your breath. Please, as our keynote speaker is none other than a Nobel laureate. A great round of applause, please. To proceed, I'm deeply honored to extend the warm invitation to our distinguished keynote speaker of today's inaugural ceremony, Professor Dr. Arthur Decker. I would like to please welcome him with a big toast of cheer. So the clapping must continue. Bonjour, sir. Dr. Redeker serves as Honorary Director of Research of French National Agronomical Research Institute. He graduated as an agronomical engineer from the National Agronomical Institute, Paris in 1967. He did additional ecology and plant physiology training at the University of Paris. Advancing further, he gained knowledge in forestry at the National Forestry School at Nancy. He received his doctorate from the University of Clermont-Ferrand under the guidance of Professor Champagne in 1973. Dr. Redeker received many awards and accolades as an academician. The most notable is that Dr. Redeker received the Co-Nobel Prize in 2007 for contributing to the intergovernmental panels on climate change, the work he has continued and contributed to since 1990. Today it is a feather in our cap. As we all are meeting you in person, sir, thank you for accepting our invitation. Merci beaucoup. Dr. Redeker is also the lead author of the supplementary report Biomass and Bioenergy published in 1992. Chapter 19 focuses on energy, whereas Chapter 11 encompasses knowledge on adaptation in human settlement, industry, and energy. In addition, he also contributed to the 95 summary for policymaker of the second IPCC assessment report. Along with these, he is the author and co-author of several scientific articles and book chapters on various subjects. He worked as a scientist from 1968 to 16 at the Research Development in Forestry at Nancy and the Department of Ecology and Sociology in Paris. He also served at the Interministerial Task Force on Climate Change that is attached to the Prime Minister from 1997 to 2004. The French Ministry for Cooperation and Development from 87 to 94, the French Agency for Energy Management from 82 to 87, and the Forest Research Center at Rabat, Morocco in 69 to 73. Without further ado, I delightfully welcome Professor Dr. Arthur Redeker to share his visionary directive with us on behalf of my esteemed institute. Before I step further to invite and welcome Dr. Redeker to this podium, I politely request everyone to please give our great Nobel laureate a standing ovation. With great pride, bienvenue, sir.
Well, dear organizers of this conference, this important conference, dear colleagues from various parts of the world, dear students, dear ladies and gentlemen, I feel very much honored for having been invited here to this conference on food security, which is an important issue for humanity. I did visit many universities in the past, and also several times the University of Hisar, and I must say it's always a pleasure for me to be here, and also to see how excellent work is done in this university. So it's what you are doing here is quite outstanding, and it's useful both for India, but also for developed and developing countries in the rest of the world. That's important too. And this year is particularly important, as you know, but we are in the year of millets, and millet is an important species in various parts of the world, but unfortunately with too often low yields, and so there's a tendency to replace it by other plants, and to have made these efforts to increase the yield for millets. It's very important to promote this species, which is still important for instance, in sub-Saharan Africa, in Sahelian region, and I think they will benefit from what has been done here in this university. And also for the rest of India, also of course we benefit from what has been done in this university. I would have liked to have more African scientists to be able to attend this conference, this important conference, but as you know, circumstances are sometimes difficult, but I'm sure that in the future this will be improved, and they might benefit from what is going on in this university to develop their own country. It's important to have this more drought-resistant plants, to have also more saline-resistant plants, because we need that for the future. And this is very important for food security. So let me please just convey you two important messages related to one related to a present conference and one related to the present situation in the world. The first one is mainly related to this conference, and is that we are to work to improve land use efficiency, to optimize land use efficiency and biomass conversion everywhere in the world. Of course, in India it's important, but also in the rest of the world, because we are just in one world. And so I will come back to that in a minute. The second important message is that we are to work hard to bring on the table an issue and to work on an additional mandate to a Paris Agreement on climate change, because we maintained this agreement is not yet equitable, and there is no equitable burden sharing of climate change mitigation and adaptation. And so we have to work on this, because it's important to be more successful in what we are trying to do to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. But it's not an easy task, and it's very important to express this here, as your Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, has offered last Saturday evening in Dubai at the 28th Conference of Climate Change and of the United Nations to host COP31 in 2028 in India. So we have to work on this issue to improve the situation, and it's not an easy task, I can tell you. But we are not to miss that opportunity, and I will explain say you more about this later on at the end of my presentation. Why? Coming back to my first message, why are we to optimize land use efficiency and bioconversion everywhere in the world? The first reason is because the world population is still increasing, and not everybody has enough to eat every day, and enough income to make to have a decent living. That's important for everybody. And it's also because we are probably to face much more difficult situation in the future in many countries due to more important climate changes. than expected up to now, and as particularly by climatologists who are too optimistic about the situation. We are very likely unable to bring sufficiently down greenhouse gas emissions to maintain the mean global temperature increase of the Earth below plus 2 degrees Celsius by 2050 and later on. So that's very important. Optimizing is maximizing land use by taking into account local, environmental, economic and social constraints. That's always necessary, but we have to remove the barriers as much as possible. And in agriculture, it's not only increasing yields, but the total annual production of biomass per unit of land, which is important. For instance, by reducing, which still exists in some countries, fallow land, and by increasing yields, of course, by having several crops per year on the same land, by having, by intercropping, and by better water management, and so on. And this morning, it has been insisted on this aspect of water management. I think it's very, very important for the future. In my presentation, this afternoon, I'm making some recommendation about what should be done, and here, and I'm also recommending that there should be published every year land use efficient gap report per country, or at least per region, similar to what is published every year before the Cannes conference on emission gap by UNEP. And so people would become aware of the distance that we have to make, how far we are from the optimum today, and what efforts could be made, and what kind of policy should be put in place to change the situation. I say also that you in India had the great chance to have the great architect and scientist of the Green Revolution, Dr. Swaminathan. I met him in 2009 at the climate conference in Copenhagen, and we both tried to defend agriculture and land use in an assembly dominated by specialists of energy and climatology, not at all familiar with the issue of land use and constraints. So it was not an easy task. And it must be said that this, in 2009, this first side event on agriculture in the climate conference was happening only 17 years after the signature of climate convention. That gives you an idea of how climate agriculture was considered. Of course, it's quite special, and specialists from fossil energy are not very familiar with this issue. We are also still to make many efforts in our parts of the world. Of course, you have already made a lot of improvements in India, but in other parts of the world, for instance in Africa, we still need to improve the situation, and you need how difficult it is in some countries. And you remember that former Secretary General of the United Nations, Kofi Annan, also called for a green revolution in Africa, which did not yet happen. And I want to thank also here Professor Rishi Bell from this university, who deploy now for many years efforts in this area to maintain the IPSADA, the International Foundation for Sustainable Development in Asia and Africa. He made then activities for that purpose, and I'm always glad to participate and to work with IPSADA for that purpose. But this recommendation for increasing land use efficiency and biomass conversion is not only important for agriculture, it's also important for forestry. And before, I said already in 1990, when I started this discussion and working with IPCC. It was at a dinner with Bob Bolin, the first IPCC chair, and with Jean Ripper, who was a Deputy Secretary General at the United States in the past, and who was to become the future chair for climate negotiation for the convention adopted in 1992. Well, during the private discussion and dinner at Sundsvall in Sweden, before release of the first IPCC assessment report, I just asked Bolin why the issue of biomass for energy was absent in this report. And he agreed with me that it should be in, but it was absent because the foresters didn't take this issue on board properly at that time. And while of course now they are doing better than in the past, they still have to make efforts because it's climate neutral energy. And I know that in many countries, even in Canada, when we had this World Forest Congress, they had a hard time to admit that using biomass for energy could replace fossil fuel, and they have to do it in the future. That's very important. So, also I came to this issue of increasing land use efficiency when I started very long ago, almost half a century ago, in 1969 in Morocco, when we had I was confronted with the necessity to increase land use efficiency in forestry, because at that time we had to double the capacity of the pulp and paper industry in Morocco, which was the only pulp industry in Africa, except South Africa. Outside of South Africa, there was not a single plant to make pulp and paper. So that's very important. So we had to switch from 15,000 tons to 100,000 tons a year. But of course, eventually the plan had to close, because at present, in the present situation with international standards, a viable factory must produce at least 1 million tons of pulp per year. And we couldn't do it because we have lack of land, and we could not increase land use efficiency sufficiently at that time. This could be possible in other countries in Africa, for instance in Congo, where the population density is much lower and there is not enough food, but until now it didn't happen, unfortunately. But maybe it will come. Now let me briefly come back to the second message of my talk. Up to now, we have failed to limit sufficiently human-induced greenhouse gas emissions to maintain the mean global temperature, average temperature, below plus 2 degrees by 2050. And I will explain this afternoon why we are very likely to continue on this track and not to meet the targets that have been fixed by the Paris Agreement. And therefore, we need an additional mandate for a more equitable burden sharing of climate mitigation, a mandate which leaves also some room for developing countries to still get developed. Because when you are from a developed country, when you look at the newspapers, you just have the impression that everybody should do the same efforts, and even that there is no longer any room for developing countries to get developed. And that's quite unfair. But up to now, climatologists and economists who have been dealing with this issue, mainly from developed countries, have not been very successful. They have not proposed any track, any way, policy and measures to change the track, to change the evolution. And we need now a new generation, preferably of people from developing countries. That's, I mean, for India in particular, because you are going to host COP38 in 2028. And of course, also with people from specialists from developed countries, but we have to propose a new deal for climate change, and which is more equitable and which really leaves some room for developed countries to still develop, because it's important for everybody to improve the situation. And you remember in Rio in 1992, we were all in favor of sustainable development. And of course, but we had a slogan at that time, think globally and act locally. But today, because of international situation, we have to think globally, act locally, and also act locally, and also act globally. Because if we leave the situation as it is, people spend much more money on weapons than on climate change mitigation and adaptation and for development. So that's a really an important thing, and I think that people from these countries could contribute to change the situation, and it is it's one important message I wanted to deliver here, and I hope we will find some echo. Well, and I do thank you for having listened to me, and maybe you will take this on board. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. It gives me immense pleasure to express my gratitude for Professor Kamboj, the worthy Vice-Chancellor of Chaudhary Charan Singh, Haryana Agricultural University, who is an excellent teacher, outstanding researcher, and an able administrator. He is an inspiration for many of us, as the accomplishments he has made are not an easy task. Sir, we are lucky to have a leader like you. University has progressed a lot under his able guidance. It is a well-known proverb that actions speak louder than the words. And with the leaders like Professor Kamboj, the proverb seems to do justice. So, the presence of such a personality among us is a blessing. So, now I would like to request Professor Kamboj for his presidential address, please.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to one and all. Present on the dais, our esteemed keynote speaker, Professor Arthur Tridecker, Dr. Sergio Carpeta from Texas, US, Dr. K.D. Sharma, Dean Postgraduate Studies, Dr. Jeet Ram Sharma, Director Research, all Dean, Directors, Officers of the University, very senior, renowned and eminent scientists, Dr. R.K. Behel, Dr. Sai Das, esteemed scientists from abroad, many countries, dear participants, all the senior professors, experts working in the field of agriculture, nutrition and health from different parts of the world, distinguished colleagues, dear students, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great privilege and honor for me, while addressing this elite gathering of scientists and thinkers. The world agriculture scenario is marked by a delicate balance between imperative to feed a growing global population and the need to address pressing challenges. With the global population steadily increasing, agriculture plays a vital role in providing subsistence, raw materials, and livelihoods for millions. However, the sector faces multiple challenges that necessitate strategic and sustainable solutions. Climate change poses a formidable threat, much has been discussed about it, and time and again we are discussing, and our Nobel laureate has explained this topic and how the developing and developed countries they have to face these challenges. Weather patterns impacting crop yields, scarcity of arable land and water resources further intensifies the pressure on farmers to enhance productivity. Technological advancements offer promising solutions, yet a divide persists between developed and developing nations in terms of access to these innovations. Additionally, issues of market access, trade barriers, and rural poverty hinder equitable participation in the global agricultural economy. Biodiversity loss and the alarming rate of food waste contribute to the complexity of the situation. Addressing these challenges requires a concentrated global effort encompassing innovative technologies, policy reforms, and inclusive agricultural practices to ensure food security, environmental sustainability, and the well-being of farming communities worldwide. The Green Revolution provided food security to the world, but many new challenges also emerged in agriculture. Decrease in factor productivity, depletion of natural resources, diminishing water and nutrient use efficiency, nutritional security, and the challenges of changing environment are some of the impact points need to be addressed by the scientific community. To achieve 8% growth rate in GDP by 2050, we need 457 million tons of food grains. For this, we have to increase land, water, and labor productivity by about 4, 3, and 6 times respectively. There is little scope for bringing additional area under cultivation except the reclamation of degraded lands affected by waterlogging, salinity, and alkalinity. One of the defining features of Indian agriculture is its dependence on monsoons, unpredictable rainfall patterns, influenced by climate change, poses a potential challenge with droughts and floods affecting crop yields. Climate resilient crop varieties, water conservation practices, and investment in irrigation infrastructure have become imperative to mitigate the impact of these climatic uncertainties. The sector has also grappled with issues such as land fragmentation, outdated farming practices, small and marginal farmers constituting a significant proportion of the agrarian landscape often face challenges in assessing credit and modern agriculture technologies. Government initiatives have been directed toward financial inclusion, offering subsidies and promoting sustainable farming practices. Sustainability is also a major issue before the researchers to ensure agriculture production for the future generations. Poverty and food insecurity are still the areas of concern across the globe in spite of many strides. Food is considered a basic essential for the subsistence, development and growth of an individual. The threat of global climate change has caused concern among scientists because crop production is severely affected by changes in key climatic variables that could compromise food security globally as well as locally. We recently lost Professor M.S. Swaminathanji, who was the father of Indian Revolution. Our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, in his tribute to Professor M.S. Swaminathan, called him as a true Kisan Vaigyanik, a farmer scientist, as he consistently advocated for sustainable agriculture, emphasizing the delicate balance between human advancement and ecological sustainability. Throughout his career, Dr. Swaminathan worked to improve a lot for the small farmers and make sure they shared in the benefit of innovation. He was especially concerned about enhancing the lives of women farmers. Today the world is talking about millets and cereana as superfoods, but Dr. Swaminathan has encouraged millet since 1990s. The Ccshau, Hisar, one of the largest agriculture university in Asia, was established in 1970. The university's pragmatic advancements in teaching, research, extension and training have resulted in the farming community's overall improvement. It is widely recognized for its efforts in spreading frontline agricultural technologies, delivering comprehensive training to farmers and women, and driving holistic development to accomplish objectives to their fullest. The university has become truly global by imparting quality education to students of many countries in undergrad, postgrad and PhD programs. Apart from 6 colleges at main campus of Hisar, the university has 2 more colleges at outstations, one located at Kol Kaithal in Kaithal district, another at Bawal in Diwali district. These cater to the agricultural education requirement of people in the northern and southern parts of the state of Haryana. An Institute of Business Management and Entrepreneurship has been established at Gurugram with the aim to impart education and training to youth for developing marginal skills and entrepreneurship in various areas of agribusiness to cater the needs of agriculture. Realizing the potential of biotechnology in the agriculture, industry and the environment with a wide range of applications that include market-assisted selection, marker-assisted selection, climate resilience, molecular breeding, sex identification in plants, characterization of agroeconomically important traits, market-driven products. Ccshau has established a College of Biotechnology in 2022 with 5 departments. Similarly, College of Fisheries was established on 17 January 2020 to produce trained manpower through training in fish breeding, production of value-added products, so that they can face and tackle challenges of fast-developing fisheries sector at other national and international level. The university has signed 533 MOUs for research, education and other activities. For its excellence in education and research, HAU has been conferred with several awards at national and international level, such as ICR Best Institution Award, top position in Atal ranking amongst different SAUs of the country. HAU is one of the few universities of the country which provide retail agriculture services to farmers through Agriculture Technology Information Center at Hisar campus. Also, through several regional substations and Krishi Vigyan Kendras, university have set up 7 community radio stations with the objective of providing latest agricultural information to farmers. The university works in line with various eco-friendly schemes, Mera Pani Meri Virasat, Har Khet swasth khet and crop diversification to avoid over-exploitation of natural resources and also make efforts for conservation of soil fertility, water resources and biodiversity can be enhanced. As all you know that climate change impact on agriculture are being witnessed all over the world, but countries like India are more vulnerable in view of the huge population dependent on agriculture, excessive pressure on natural resources and poor coping mechanisms. The warming trend in India over the past 100 years has indicated an increase of 0.6 degree centigrade. The projected impact are likely to further aggravate field fluctuations of many crops, thus impacting food security. Since agriculture makes roughly 15% of India's GDP, a 4.29% negative impact on production implies cost of climate change to be roughly to 1.5% of GDP per year. India's research institutes have developed improved flood drought tolerant varieties and early maturing varieties for red zone areas to avoid terminal heat stress at the time of maturity. The loss of soil organic matter, which is major cause of land degradation and climate change, is likely to make it worse. Therefore, maintaining amount of soil organic carbon above the threshold level is essential for maintaining soil health, productivity and sustainability. This could only be achieved by developing climate-smart agriculture practices that include recycling crop residues in soil because burning creates many problems, maybe the greenhouse gas emissions, and we need to work on the soil erosion, crop season management, adapting agroforestry and use of organic manures in agriculture. There is an urgent need to mechanize the agricultural operation and agricultural implements and machinery are a crucial input for efficient and timely agricultural operations, facilitating multiple cropping and thereby increasing production. Farm mechanization is considered an answer to this emerging problem of manpower shortage for different farm operations. Again, digitalization is required, though Haryana government is focusing on this issue. Agriculture marketing still needs improvement in rural area. In the absence of sound marketing facilities, the farmer have to depend upon the local traders and middlemen for the disposal of their farm produce, and farmer has to face some economic losses also. Cost-effective microirrigation systems are required to sustain groundwater system could benefit from technologies developed by foreign collaborations. There is continued need to strengthen professional working in agriculture sector to ensure that they have the necessary skills to innovate and interact on a global scale. The farmers are always operating under risky situations, so it is important to take care of the risk and how one can address it and what mechanism will enable to address it. After the Green Revolution, no doubt Punjab and Haryana has become water scarce states due to massive increase in cropping intensity, rapid urbanization, industrialization and introduction of paddy as the main kharif crop. Crop residues are good source of plant nutrients and are important component of integrated nutrient management. Crop residues, besides supplying nutrient to the current crop, leave sustainable residue effect on succeeding crop in system. About 70% of total rice star and 20% of wheat star produced are burnt in open fields. So it's a precious resource that needs to be conserved. Other problems like in cotton crop, maybe the pink bollworm attack, other pests, and many things, they need to be addressed. No doubt Haryana government has launched bucket of farmer-friendly schemes like Bhavantar Bharpai Yojana, Mera Pani Meri Virasat are enhancing the farmers' incomes. The key performance indicators of CCSHAU include dedicated effort for the assessment and refinement of crop hybrid varieties and relevant agriculture and farm technologies such as developing processing machines, liquid biofertilizer, pest management, capacity building of rural women through income generation, training in food preservation, garment construction, kitchen garden, development, training, etc. Our efforts have resulted in identification of many viable technologies for commercialization so far. HAU has a museum which features traditional irrigation methods, flowing techniques, implements, transportation systems and marketing practices. It also unveils the heroic tale of food crisis and the ship to mouth era and also highlights the pivotal factors behind the agricultural transformation, its timeline, rural development initiatives, improved practices, and the current state of agriculture. Kindly have a look of that museum. You will really enjoy it. With the mantra of practice with science, we make the new generation of graduates ready to meet the most pressing challenges that the world is facing now: food security, sustainable land use, biodiversity loss, climate change, wellness issues, and so on. The Institute organizes farmer fair and field days from time to time for the active participation of farmers and farm movement. Both public as well as private companies set up their stalls and work for the welfare of farmers in Mela, thus promoting a culture of public-private partnership model applied by HAU for societal welfare. The key purpose of organizing the Mela is to honor the best farmers from each district for their excellent work on the farm. During their visit, the farmers share their opinions, thoughts and feedback on technologies they adopted from Institute, which also help experts and scientists for further assessment and refinement. The primary goal of this conference is to offer a forum for the discussion of global food and nutritional security for the well-being of growing population in the context of changing climate conditions. Food sustainability and wellness are closely intertwined concepts that relate to production, consumption, and the impact of food on both the environment and human health. Balancing these two aspects is essential for well-being of individual and the planet. Sustainable food systems often promote the production of nutrient-rich foods which are essential for wellness. Wellness is closely attached to the quality of the food we eat. Nutrient-dense food such as fruits, vegetables, grains, and lean proteins support physical and mental health. Sustainable agriculture can promote the production of nutrient-rich foods by enhancing soil health, which in turn improves the nutritional content of crops. NUTRI-2023 will underscore the timeless wisdom of farmer in agriculture thematic areas, millets for global nutritional security and well-being, agripreneurship and industry linkages for agribusiness, climate change, conservation agriculture, resource management, and integrated farming for sustainable agriculture, strategies for biotic and abiotic stress management in crop production, and microbes in agriculture, natural and organic farming. Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji is working towards collective global good and resolving global problems through millet is one of such initiatives that will solve the global problem of malnutrition and take affordable food to those parts of the world where we face problem of malnutrition or food security. Millets are good for the consumer, cultivator, sustainable agriculture and climate, millets are nutritious and can be cultivated in semi-arid zones. Besides consuming less water for irrigation, they are a low-allergic, gluten-free dietary fiber, and consuming millets lowers C-reactive protein and glyceride, thus helping to prevent cardiovascular disease due to their capacity to absorb water and mass. They serve as body's cleaning agents. The UN Declaration of 2023 as International Year of Millet and the decision to serve millet-based meals as G20 leaders bring this idea to reality. This complementary the summit theme of togetherness and a shared future. Vasudev Kutumbakam, one earth, one family and one future, while also showcasing India's rich culinary tradition. The goal of Ccshau's Center of Excellence on Bajra is to enhance the value of millets so that farmers can reap the greatest rewards from their agriculture, endures and elevate their social and economic standing. NUTRI-2023 seeks to unite agricultural institutions nationally and internationally to study transformative milestones regarding food and nutrition security, fertilizer, seed, sustainability and wellness of farmers. This initiative will safeguard and share India's agriculture system by fostering collaborations with kindred organizations and institutions united for a shared purpose. This conference will provide an interdisciplinary forum for interaction among experts, researchers, consultants, students, other stakeholders to exchange ideas, share information, build common platforms, and formulate a census how best to preserve health and biodiversity of Indian ecosystem. More than 800 delegates again participating in this conference. Through present conference, we hope to find sustainable solutions to meet our challenges of new millennium agriculture. I congratulate the organizers for taking up such a timely theme for conference and wish them best of luck for its success. I am sure all the points will be discussed in detail in this conference and a roadmap will also be prepared to implement them. With the consultative effort of our farmers and all of us, Sri Anna will add a new dimension to prosperity of India and the world. At this juncture, I appreciate the efforts taken by the Director of Research, HAU Hisar, for organizing the wonderful international conference. The discussions on current agriculture trends will produce beneficial outcomes and aid in the development of a constructive and productive action plan that would really be helpful in tackling and proposing strategies for global food and nutrition security, sustainability and wellness, and the ultimate will be helpful for the farming community. I once again congratulate one and all for their valuable presence as well as the deliberation discussion which are going to be held during the conference will ultimately help us to grow further. And once again thank our noble laureates, all the foreign delegates, all the eminent scientists and the participants for their valuable presence. Thank you. Jai Bharat, Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your words of wisdom. Now is the time for the felicitation ceremonies. And for this, I would like to invite Professor Kamboj, the Vice-Chancellor of Ccshau Hisar, to present a memento to our keynote speaker, Professor Arthur C. Rajaikar, a Nobel Co-Laureate from France, as a token of love and respect. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request Dr. Jeet Ram Sharma, Director Research, to present a memento to Professor B.R. Kamboj as a token of love and respect. Thank you, sir. Now I would invite Dr. K.D. Sharma, Dean PGS, to present a memento to our guest speaker, Professor Sergio C. Capraja, a faculty fellow from Texas A&M University, USA. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request Dr. K.D. Sharma, Dean PGS, Ccshau Hisar, the most relevant person to propose the formal vote of thanks. I deem, without his valuable guidance and motivation, this conference would have been a distant reality. I duly acknowledge the real and inspiring concern shown by him and with excellent felicitation for every event of this conference. Sir, please.
Thank you, Janki. Good afternoon to all. I feel honored to express my gratitude on this inaugural function of International Conference on Strategies for Global Food and Nutritional Security, Sustainability and Wellness. The occasion has brought us together not only a cross-section of knowledge sharing, but building the relationship internationally. On behalf of the organizing committee, I express my profound, sincere gratitude to all of you for honoring our invitation with your benign presence. First of all, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to our Honorable Chief Minister Haryana, Sri Manohar Lal Ji, for accepting our invitation to be the chief guest, who despite his busy schedule has found time to inaugurate the conference and exhibitions of the NUTRI-2023 and had interactions with the foreign delegates. The visionary leadership of Honorable Chief Minister and his commitment to the progress of farming community has been a guiding force for all of us. The presence of Honorable Chief Minister at this international conference has added prestige and significance to the event, and we were truly honored to have him with us. I express my profound gratitude to our worthy Vice-Chancellor, Professor B.R. Kamboj, for presiding over the inaugural sessions, and the thought-provoking ideas you shared have left a lasting impact on all of us. Sir, you have been a constant support and given us a lot of encouragement throughout our preparation during this international conference and its successful executions. We appreciate your unalloyed confidence and trust in us. The university continues to attain new heights under your visionary leadership. Thank you for your esteemed presence here, sir. A special note of gratitude goes to our keynote speaker, Professor Auditorium, IPCC Nobel Laureate from France. Your inspiring message have truly set the tone of the day. I am sure that all the participants have taken note of your suggestions and the actions to be initiated at their level. We sincerely thank you, sir, for elevating the caliber of this international gathering. I would like to propose hearty vote of thanks to our guest speaker, Professor Sergio Cabrera, the professor at Texas A&M University, USA. Your expertise and global perspective have enriched our understanding of bioenergy issues. Your insight have invaluable, and your willingness to share your knowledge with us has been truly commendable. We will remain grateful to you, and we thank you for being with us today. Thank you, sir. I thank all the academicians researchers, students, and participants from various national and especially the international delegates for making it to the conference. We appreciate all your efforts for coming from faraway places and sharing your knowledge in this conference. A big thank to you, one and all. I am also thankful to all the distinguished dignitaries, Professor D.P. Singh, ex-Vice-Chancellor, Dr. Sendas, Dr. Rishi Bahel, and all senior faculties from HAUs, directors, dean directors, and officers of the university, and from ICR, HODs, faculty for their continuous support in all possible manner to organize the conference. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated members of the organizing committee under the guidance of Dr. Jeet Ram Sharma, organizing secretary and director research. I am thankful to all team members, including our faculty, non-teaching staff, students. Without these guys, this event was not possible. Thank you once again. I thank all the government and corporate sponsors such as ICR NAHAP, MIDH, Ministry of Earth Science, IMD, NABARD, Bayer Crop Science, Pesticide India, Rasi Seeds, Kaveri Seeds, Saraswati Chemicals, and other, if I missed, for their trust and support in everything we do. I thank the press and electronic media for their presence and providing us a good coverage of the conference. I thank the landscape unit, engineering unit, and security organizations for extending their support in arranging the things in order and getting the venue set for the day. Thank you all for making this event successful. Have a wonderful stay and enjoy the beautiful campus of this university. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request you all to kindly stand up on your seats for the national anthem.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल चलति तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाए तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
All the delegates are requested to kindly assemble